Hello class, I want to do a really short lecture here because I had a student ask a really good question. And maybe some of you have thought of the same question, so that's why I'm doing the lecture. So a student asked, is there a difference between a preservation policy versus preservation planning? Is it the same thing? Is there a difference? Because our assignment is to go online and find some university or museum or library that has uploaded its preservation plan. There is actually a difference, although sometimes I think people may use it interchangeably. There is a difference. So policies are like a set of rules. And the best way to explain it is, say you work at a library and you have policies for how many books a patron can check out, or you have a copy machine. Your policies are, you'll make copies for patrons, but it's 25 cents a copy. So you get what I'm saying? These policies are a set of rules. Now planning has goals. You are delivering ideas to develop some long-term, I want to say program, but programs sometimes mean short term, but it's to plan something that's going to be introduced into your institution that has a long term effect and a means to an end. So what do I mean by means to an end? So you have a policy or policies. So you want to direct people on doing things a certain way. Okay, so that's what that means. Policies. And if you want to have a strategy, kind of a way to get to where you need to go, that's kind of like a means to an end. And your plan, well, that's the end game. That's the end game. So if you go online and you are looking for preservation plans and you're coming up with a lot of policies, I tell you what, bring up those policies and read them carefully and critique them. Policies are kind of like at the end of things. So if you had a plan that you wanted to develop for your preservation program, you want to sort of outline what that plan is, what that long-term plan is, and you create policies to help you go towards that. So when I see an institution that has preservation policies, I'm wondering like, okay, well, what's their plan? And usually they don't have one. So it tells me they're not really understanding the bigger picture. So you do want to certainly, in your search query, put it in quotes or parentheses or in quotes, preservation planning or preservation plan, and museums, preservation plan in quotes, and libraries, preservation plans and cultural institutions. Put that plan and preservation together as a phrase to search and see what you can find. And certainly if you want to, you can certainly go onto the databases that we have at UMA. Look at Academic Search Complete or the library science databases and just type in as a phrase preservation plan and see what comes up. And just tell me, based on your readings, what things they've covered that you think is really good in their plan, and what they have not addressed. That's the really important thing. Look for the holes in the plan, and maybe you'll find one that's perfect. Maybe you'll find one that actually they're using the triad. So that's pretty much a nutshell, the difference between a plan and policy. So we're looking for plans. If you want to go and bring up a policy, then you're going to have to do a little bit more work on your critique, because you're going to have to think about what do these policies mean, and what is the long-term effect of those policies? Like what haven't they addressed within this policy? So if you decide that you want to use a preservation policy on our assignment, you're going to have to tell me in that policy you're critiquing what you perceive as a problem, or bring up questions that you would ask a librarian or a curator. Hey, in this policy, I see you do such and such. Well, how does that affect the your digitizing program long term. And you really want to think about it, okay? So look at chapter 2. We talk about the different, what's in the triangle, the triad, your management, technology, human resources. Look at all that. And then if you're going to use a policy, kind of you're skipping that plan. So you want to think when you look at that policy, have they really addressed some important factors in their policies, and there's something missing in there. If that makes sense. So anyways, that's what I wanted to let you all know between policies, preservation policies, and preservation planning. So remember, planning is an end goal, a long-term effect. It's not like a program. If you see preservation program, that's short-term. So we're not talking about programs. And policies are, how we do things. Or the policy is that we're going to keep 2 copies of an images. Get it? Policy is we're going to scan up all images to be 40 gigabytes. See, policies to how to do certain things. But planning, it's like planning a birthday party. Of course, that's a short-term thing. But you don't have policies when you plan a birthday party. The policies for the birthday party is you can only bring chocolate cake. That's your policy. But the plan is an end goal. Okay, how are we gonna make this party to be the ultimate party so that the end results are X, Y, and Z. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps.